students, welcome you all on YourPedia. So my dear students, in this video we are going to start our new playlist for database management system, and this playlist is specifically for data science and AI GATE 2024. As you know that my dear students, in data science and AI paper we have mainly 7 subjects. First one is prob and stats, second one is linear algebra, third one is calculus and optimization, fourth one is database management system and warehousing, next one is Python programming, data structure and algorithm, and next AI, next is ML. So the point is, in the database, if I talk about the syllabus of database management system, so I can say mainly it consists with 2 subtopics. One is database management system itself, and next one is warehousing, data warehousing. Fine, my dear students. So if I talk about the weightage of subject of these subjects, you can expect 8 to 10 marks problem from this subject in GATE, data science and AI. So now if I talk about specifically what we are going to cover in this playlist for database management system subject, it has 2 subparts. I am just talking about database management system. See my dear students, if I talk about the pattern of this syllabus, that is almost same as the database management system GATE computer science subject. Fine. So I can say the main topics or subtopics we are going to cover in database management system. The first one is introduction, and in this introduction we are going to say some the basic terminologies. Then we have a very important chapter, that is transaction and concurrency control. Then we are going to discuss about the indexing, then query language, and then we are going to discuss one topic is ER model. That are the main subtopics which are in DBMS. So my dear students, today we are going to start with our first chapter, that is introduction to database management system. It's a big chapter or big subtopic, fine, because we are going to cover in this normalization, attribute set closure, canonical cover, equivalent of FD set, functional dependencies, all this stuff. So hello students, welcome you all on YourPedia. This side Mukesh sir, faculty of data science, AI and computer science department. So now my dear students, if you are from the non CSE background, either you can from the mechanical, civil, electrical, electronics, instrumentation, chemistry, physics, maths, stats, you can appear in GATE 2024 data science and AI. And as you know that this era is AI, and if you pursue your journey with the data science and AI, it gives you great opportunity in the terms of job, in terms of skill enhancement and all this stuff. Fine my dear students, so already YourPedia started their dedicated module for CSE batch. For CSE stream students are different, or I can say separate batch, and for non CSE students are separate batch. So if you can join, you can join YourPedia education, and if you are from the non CSE background, it's a big advantage for you, because in the non CSE batch we are going to start everything from the scratch. So you can join this journey with us with YourPedia team. So my dear students, moving towards the topic introduction. See, in database management system, in database management system word, we have mainly 2 subwords. One is database and one is database management system. So talking about what do you mean by database? What do you mean by database? It's just a collection of data, but it has some property. What is collection of what type of data? collection of logically related data. Fine. What do you mean by that? See, my dear students, what do we, or I can say interrelated data. It's a collection of logically related data or interrelated data. See, my dear students, if you want to maintain your document or your database like with respect to your organization, with respect to your university or whatever it may be, so you want to keep the data which are relevant to that particular organization, that particular university. So that's why it's just not the collection of data, but it's the collection of some related data, and the relation is logically in that manner. Fine, my dear students. That's why definition says it's a collection of logically related data. Moving towards the full definition, that is database management system. This is the definition of database. And now we are talking about the definition of database management system. See, my dear students, it's a system. System means set of instruction. It is a set of program, or you can say, okay, set of program. What is the use of those programs? Which are used to manage the database. Manage means what now? Manage means you can insert, you can delete, you can update your database and access the database. What do you mean by database? Collection of logically related data. Access the database efficiently. Fine, my dear students, that is the definition of database management system. It is a set of programs, fine, in which we just write some set of instructions, some set of codes which perform some specific task, and the task is to manage our database. And if I want to access something from that database, that work is done by in efficient manner. That is a program, I can say a module, which helps to manage our database. Fine, my dear students. Now you may have a doubt like, sir, we are using database management system, or we are using some set of program which help us to retrieve the information efficiently, manage the information efficiently. So before DBMS, who is the one who can perform this task? So my dear students, before DBMS we have a system that is called file system. With the help of file system, we were use or manage our database. But what happened? It has some problems. So what are the problems? We have some like IO cost problem, indexing problems, like concurrency problems, security problems, some detail related hiding related problems or detail related problems. Fine, my dear students. So we have some problems with the help in file system. So to remove those problems, we came up with a new concept that is called database management system. What are those problems? We are going to discuss in our upcoming lectures. So my dear students, we have many different type of database. Fine. So but database management system, but in our syllabus we are going to discuss only RDBMS, that is Relational Database Management System. So what do you mean by Relational Database Management System? Whenever we are going to store our information, whenever we are going to store our information in the form of a table, that database management system is called RDBMS. So we know that in our table we have some columns, we have some rows. Fine. If I want to store the data related to a student, so I have one table and the table name is student. I want to store the information related to student in this table. So what information I want to store? I want to store the roll number, S roll number. I want to store the name of the student. I want to store the branch of the student, and I want to store the marks of the student. Fine. So suppose the first student has score, the name is, roll number is 1, name is A, branch is CS, and marks is 60. Next, roll number 2, name is B, branch is IT, marks is 70. Roll number 3, again name is A, but this time branch is IT and marks is 75. Next, roll number 4, name is C, branch is data science, marks is 75. And one is roll number 5 with D, branch is again IT with score 85. Fine, my dear students. So now, my dear students, I am just storing the detail of students in my table, and whenever I am using table to store the information, that database management system is called RDBMS, that is called Relational Database Management System. Now if I see this table, I am going to find out some of the basic things. And what, see, we have some column name, we have some rows. So if I talk about the, what I can say, these column name in my DBMS, that is called column, field, or attribute. So whenever you face the word column or field or attribute, it means we are talking about the column name. Fine. And then next you are seeing here some of the records. Fine. So these are called, these we can see as rows, record, or tuple, and the most frequent used term is tuple. Keep in mind, tuple is the important one. Fine. So in this data, in this table, we have some records. I can say 5 record, 5 row or 5 tuple, and 4 column, field, and attribute. Now one more term which is very important, that question is already asked in GATE, that is cardinality. What do you mean by cardinality of a table? So can anyone tell me what do you mean by cardinality? Cardinality means number of rows or number of columns. So cardinality of this table, student table, is number of records, number of tuple, that is 5. And in the same manner, if I go with the new term, that is arity, or I can say domain. So domain means number of attributes. So I have 4 attributes. Fine, my dear students, I have 4 attributes. Now, so what is RDBMS? Whenever we store our data in the form of table, that is called RDBMS. In table we have mainly 2 fields, one is column, field or attribute, and next one is record, row, and tuple. Next, cardinality means how many number of records I have, and arity and domain means how many number of columns or attribute I have. Now you may face a frequent term every time, that is called relational schema. Relational schema. See, my dear students, what do you mean by schema? Suppose I want to say that, hey my dear, I have a relational schema, that is student, where student roll number, then student name, then student branch, and then student marks. Can I write here the records you have? No. I am hiding something from you, but I am giving some abstract detail to you. So that is called relational schema. So this term is very frequently used or often used in our this series. What is relational schema? Whenever I am saying this is a relational schema, means I have a table with these many number of attributes. But right now I am not giving you any record information. But suppose if I am giving you relational schema with some information, that is called relational instance. Relational instance. What do you mean by that? A table with some record. A table with some record. Fine. Suppose what is this? This is the relational instance. Sometimes I can say like relational snapshot. What do you mean by snapshot? At that particular moment of time, what is the scenario of my database? What are the different records I have, their values, their attributes? That is called relational snapshot. So my dear students, we just discussed few terminologies which we are often used in our this series, that is relational schema and relational instance. Now my dear students, what happened? See, now we are moving towards some important stuff. See, one scientist, that is code rule, and the rule is, scientist code says that no two record should be same. No two record should be same in a table. Now what do you mean by no two records should be same or two records are same? It means, suppose I have a table. In my table I have some columns, I have some records, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 columns I have, 6 attribute I have. If I can say that these two records are same, means every attribute value are same. If I have one attribute value is different, then I cannot say that these two records are same. So code says that no two record should be same in my table. What's the problem? See my dear students, suppose I have a big table. Suppose I have a big table. Fine. And I have many number of records. Now suppose the first record is having student ID with ID is S1, name is A, age is 20, branch is CES, marks is 95, license number is something, and gender is male. And the same information I am storing here. Then I can say the same information is there. So I can say these two records are same. So why code says that in a table I cannot keep two record, I can say I cannot keep the duplicate copy. What's the problem? See my dear student, the first problem is memory wastage. If I repeatedly, like suppose my dear students, in your PC or in your laptop or machine, if you keep the same book PDF many times, maybe a advantage is like you whenever you can drive your open, either it is D, E or F, so you just you just easily find your data, fine. But you are wasting the space, that is big concern. Whenever you are keeping more than one time same file, it wastes your memory, the first concept. Now second, my dear students, if you want to change student ID as S10, then what you have to do? You have to search each and every record and find out is there any S1? Yes, then you have to update that also. If you don't update, it means my database is inconsistent in nature. That means at some point of time or at somewhere I have S10 as a value, but at somewhere I have only S1. So that gives you inconsistent information. Suppose if you want to retrieve all the records having SID S1, so this will not be there because you already update this one but not update this one. Fine, my dear students. In the same way, if you want to delete the first record, you have to search your whole database again and you have to search is there any S1 or S10, and then you have to delete that also. It will take more time. Fine, my dear students. So we have many problems. That's why code says that no two records should be same. Now how I can identify or what procedure I can follow to store my information such that I am unable to store the same thing multiple times. That's why I am using a tool, and that tool is called key, and which is very important, or I can say the base of database management system. So sir, what is key? What is key and how we can make the key, how we can store the values based on this key? So first of all, we have to go with the definition. Definition says that key is the minimal set. I am not writing here minimum, I am writing here minimal. Keep in mind this word is very important. Minimal set of attribute. And what is the purpose of this? Minimal set of attribute used to differentiate each record of a relation. Each record of relation. So keep in mind, my dear students, the important word is minimal, not the minimum one. So what I am trying to do is I am using the concept of key, and with the help of key I can say that with the help of only key I am able to identify each and every record of my database uniquely. How? See, my dear students, suppose you are a teacher. You are a teacher, and whenever you are entered in the class, you just take the attendance, and you know that in your attendance register each student has a unique roll number assigned to them. Whenever you call the roll number 1, always you will get only one answer. Suppose that instead of using the roll number to identify a particular student is present or not, suppose if you are using the name. Suppose if you are using the name, or you are calling the student with their name, and suppose in your classroom more than one student exists for a name. Suppose name is X. So whenever you call only X with the name, whenever you call the name X, you may get the response from more than one student. So now tell me, with the help of name, are you able to identify each students of your class uniquely? No. Then what you can do? You just assign a unique number to each and every student, even though they have the same name, same Aadhaar card number, or same roll number, or same address, or same gender. But you are providing a unique number, that is called the roll number, to each and every student. Now, if you call the student with roll number, are you able to identify each student uniquely? I think yes. So, for in that case, the roll number is the key element for your classroom, fine, for your that particular data set. Suppose, my dear students, roll number is one thing. Now, we know that each student has its own Aadhaar number, or I can say that is the unique number. So, again I can say, if you call if you want to know a particular student is present or not, and each student has a entry of Aadhaar card number, and whenever you call that particular student with the Aadhaar card number, you will always get a single response. So, you can say that yes, Aadhaar card number is also a key for your that particular data set or that particular table. License number, again it is a unique entity. So, I can say license number is also a key. Suppose a scenario, my dear students, there may be a case that where student name is repeated, the name of the student is repeated, that is A, B, or C. You have 5 record with the name this one, and roll number, student roll number is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Listen carefully, my dear students. Suppose I am just adding one more attribute. Suppose it is branch. Suppose it is branch. Now, A has branch IT, B has CSC, and this A having the roll number 3 has branch data science. This B for roll number 4 has branch IT, and this is again data science. Now, if you call name A, these two students replied you. Fine, my dear students. Now, listen carefully. If you call IT branch, these 2 records comes that particular as a response. Fine, my dear students. Now, listen carefully, my dear students. We know that if I call S name and branch at one at a time, it means, hey my dear, a student having name A and their branch is IT, are you present or not? Then only, because we know that AIT is not present. A with IT is not is not present here. Only single record is there. No repetition allowed here for that particular things. Can you tell me BCS is, other than this entity, BCS is there? No. B is there, CS is there, but B with CS is not there. What about ADS? No. BIT? No. CDS? No. It means whenever you call a student name with their branch, you will get always a single response. So, in that case, what are the different keys of my table? See, listen carefully, my dear students. I have many attribute. I already get to know that student roll number, then student license number, then student Aadhaar number, then student name with branch. Keep in mind this thing, my dear students. I'll always get the unique answer. So, I can say for a particular table, I have 4 different keys. One is roll number key, because with the help of roll number, I can uniquely identify each and every student. Again, license number, Aadhaar number and name with the branch. So, I can say my table has 4 different keys. Now, again if I talk about some basic terminologies, so I can say these 3 keys These three keys are simple in nature. What do you mean by that? Simple key. It means all these three different keys having only single attribute. These are the keys with single attribute. That is called simple key. And I have one more key having more than one attribute, that is called compound key. Fine, because sometimes we may use these terms also. What do you mean by simple key? A key having single attribute. What is compound key? A key having more than one attribute. Now suppose next we are going to learn two more important terminologies, that is, one is prime attribute and one is non-prime attribute. Prime attribute and non-prime attribute. See my dear students, what is prime attribute? We know that I have a table with too many attributes. Suppose like S roll number, S name, S branch, S gender, S license number, S Aadhaar card number, and then S marks, then S address, then S I can say like fee or whatever it may be. Fine. Out of these, if I am talking about prime attribute, so it is a attribute which participate in making the key. Now tell me, is S roll number is a prime attribute? Yes, because it is used to make a key. S license number? Yes, it is used to make a key. Now tell me, is S name, is I can say S name, I have a attribute in my table as S name. Now tell me, S name is a prime attribute? Yes, even though S name itself is not a key, but still it is used or it is participate in making a key. So it is also a prime attribute. S branch is also a prime attribute. Fine, it's also a prime attribute. So other than prime attribute, if I have the any attribute which are not using in any of the key, that is called non-prime attribute. Fine. So my dear students, we already discussed what is simple key, what is compound key, what is code rule, what is RDBMS, and all this stuff. Fine. Now my dear students, see, with the help of this previous example, I get to know that for a table more than one key, or I can say candidate key, more than one candidate key possible. Yes or no? Because in the previous case we have mainly 4 keys. Fine. One is name, roll number, name with branch, roll number, license number, and Aadhaar card number. So I can say for a table we can or we may have more than one candidate key. Now whenever you are trying to maintain your database, so the point is which key you are going to use. Suppose the first record you entered with correspondence to the roll number or ID, next is with the help of license number, next is with the help of Aadhaar card number. Fine. So you are not following some pattern. So what you have to do, so out of all these candidate key, you just select one candidate key, and that candidate key is called primary key. That candidate key is called primary key. So what is primary key? It is one of the candidate key. Now every task is done with the help of primary key. It is one of the candidate key. Now we have many other candidate key also, because we know that for a table more than one candidate key possible. So what about all these remaining candidate key? Those are called secondary key. Those are called secondary key. Even though primary key is also a candidate key, secondary key is also a candidate key, but whenever we select one candidate key and say you are the primary for me, it means now every operation we are going to done with the help of this key, and remaining keys are called secondary keys, means other than primary key. All remaining candidate key are secondary key. Fine, my dear students. So in this lecture we already discussed what is database, what is database management system, what is code rule, how data is stored in RDBMS in the form of table, what is arity domain, what is cardinality, what is relational schema, what is relational instance, then what is the use of key, the definition is minimal set of attribute, then what is prime attribute, non prime attribute, primary key, alternate key, simple key and compound key. So my dear students, this is the lecture 1 of DBMS for data science and AI field. So in the next lecture we are going to start the basics of database management system, where we are going to use all these terminologies frequently. So my request to you is, please note down or make a small note of all these terminologies, and whenever you can watch the second lecture of this series, you are easily able to understand all this stuff. So my dear students, that's all about the today's lecture, and if you want to pursue the GATE 2024 data science and AI, then you can register with YourPedia module, where we have a separate batch for CSE and non CSE students. For the non CSE students, again we are going to start each and everything from the basics related to Python, related to data structure, algorithm, database management system, and the remaining 2 papers, that is AI and ML. So don't worry about, my dear students, it's a new paper, new field, and we know that the upcoming 15 years are totally based on this field only. So you have to write, I can say you must write this paper like enhance your skills, I can say in terms of job opportunities, the market is open for you. Fine, but what you have to do, you have to be dedicated in the module, you should be passionate about the data science and AI field, and you have to join the classes regularly. If you want, or if you have any query regarding this paper, how the module is going to be, like what is the strategy, the best strategy, what resources you have to follow, then you can write in comment section box, or you can contact with YourPedia team. Thank you so much.